welcome, welcome everyone. For those of you just joining, it's Suzi and Jamie, Lula. We're happy to be with you all. So we want to talk about befriending the silence today. Befriending the silence, especially during this time of quarantine, during this time of self-sheltering. We have all been in our own homes more, out doing less. And so we've had time to be present with ourselves. And with that, and especially with cultivating a real true meditation practice and a real true spiritual practice, befriending the silence is essential. When I work with individuals, when I'm sitting in my own chair, what I have come to know is that as essential to befriending the silence is learning to befriend the noise. Because when we are in resistance with the noise and the mind chatter that comes up when we first become still, to the degree that we're fighting the chatter that comes up is to the degree that we're fighting the silence to enter, or for us to enter the silence. And the reverse is true, and it's a paradox. To the degree that you are able to befriend all the noise that comes up, to the degree that you are able to befriend all the intense emotion that comes up, is to the degree that you will peacefully enter into the silence, because you're resisting nothing. And so in the weeks that we've been meditating together, you might notice that often what we're talking about and have been working with is the relationship that we can each create with our own emotion and with our own intensity of emotion that sometimes comes up when we go to become still. Because when we become still, when we settle down from all the doing and all the busyness, what is going to rush up is everything that we've suppressed while we're out being busy. And most of us haven't been taught how to befriend all of that emotion, all of that, anxiety, frustration, limiting beliefs, endless mind chatter, judgment, criticism, shaming. All of that rushes up, and then we try to push that away, and we have a real challenge entering the silence. But the silence is just underneath all of that. That is just, if you think of a swimming pool and you think of a swimming pool that's 12 feet deep, all of that shaming, judgment, criticism, density, intensity is all on the very surface layer. It's like the froth, And underneath is this pristine stillness that has been unaffected by all of the turbulence in the upper, layers. And so when you're not fighting those upper layers and you recognize, just beneath that is this stillness, is this source energy, is this pristine, loving, nurturing, generous, cherishing, supportive, inarticulatable. It's like, it's a love, it's a beauty, it's so rich. You can only describe it if you've connected to it. You can only know it. You can never describe it. I can't even, that's where I start losing. We can have so much articulation for frustration, overwhelm, shaming, blaming, controlling, criticizing. You can talk all day about that. But when you get to the silence, it's so delicious, it's so compelling, it's so attractive, it's so beautiful, it's so rich, it's so inspiring. I can't even find words for it. But today, that's where we're diving deep today. We're diving beneath the surface layer. We're not going to pretend that that surface layer isn't there sometimes. We're just going to be willing to dive underneath it. So do you have anything that you want to share about that?
Stillness is just, I started meditating when I moved to Dallas, and I would just go out in the big schoolyard after I did my run, and I would sit cross-legged, and I had no idea. I was just like this is what I think I'm supposed to do. And I would just sit there. I don't even know if I was like aware of my breath or anything at that point. But as I began to study meditation and stuff, the biggest battle has been the noise that goes on within me, and then the judgment that I have about the noise.
Right.
Like I can never get still, so there's a tremendous amount of judgment instead of just bringing me back to my breath.
Right.
So it's, for me, it's been a place of finding more compassion for myself, to just come back to the breath. Just come back to the breath. Come back. It used to be, oh God, this is going on. Oh, I can't get still. The noise. Just come back to the breath. Just come back to the breath. Come back to the moment. Come back to the moment. Come back to the, because my mind is like, that swirl, It's like just finds the distractions and then judges the distractions, and slowly but surely I've gotten a lot better at finding compassion. Just come back to the moment. Come back to the moment. Come back to the breath. Come back to the breath. Now is the only moment. Now is the only destination.
Right. Right. And what you're describing, and Terry is also sharing it on here, it's very common. She's saying, I struggle to stop and allow my stillness because she resists her emotions so much. And that's what Jamie was saying. In the past, he's resisted his thoughts, and thoughts and emotions are so linked. And you can either resist them and try to push them away, or judge them when they're there. And either way, it's adding to the layering. And that's why I spend so much time when I'm teaching people to meditate. I spend so much time really teaching them how to be present with the noise. Because when you learn how to be present with the noise with compassion, then it just falls through. It just flows through. It's like a child. That's why a child can both sit and meditate easily. A very, very young child can just sit, because they can just sit and be. I can remember when my son was definitely less than a year. He could just sit, and I could just watch him watch the light as it came through the window. He just didn't need to be anywhere else until we're conditioned to need to be somewhere else, like you're saying, besides the present moment. And when he had big emotions, he also didn't hold on to them. He just felt them fully. He just felt what he felt, and then as quickly as they came, you could feel them flow through. He was holding on to nothing. And this is how we're really wired. We're conditioned differently, but we're wired. We're coded and we're encoded to know that life brings with it its hurricanes and turmoils and rainstorms. And the storm is just as easily pushed through by the wind if we don't hold on to it. So rather than seeking to quiet your mind, when I teach meditation, I'm always seeking to help someone dive deep into their heart. Open your heart rather than quiet your mind. So just say, I have an open heart. I'm willing to have an open heart. I'm seeking an open heart. I'm shedding any walls that I have in my heart. I'm letting down my own walls.
It's safe to open my heart.
It's safe to open my heart. I'm letting down my own walls. We're getting ready to teach a relationship course, and it's called The Undefended Heart. And that's what it's about, is the continual process of simply, I'm willing to shed my own wall. I'm willing to shed my own armor. I'm willing to shed my own protection. Because it's your own protection against your emotions, or your own protection against the silence, or your own protection against yourself. And what you need to hear, and then we're going to move into the silence, what you really need to hear is that you've simply been conditioned to resist yourself. It's just a very thick conditioning, because you're born craving, not only craving yourself. If you think of a child, they are just at one with themselves. They are unself-conscious. They are embodying their own being. They are unself-conscious. So Terry is asking a great question, then we'll go into the silence. She says, do those emotions ever stop coming? So I would say yes and no. If you can reframe your relationship with the emotions, and you can become willing not to need them to stop coming. If you can think when you're 60, 70, 80, 90, those emotions might come. Just like when you're 60, 70, 80, 90, you will still be brushing your teeth. And it's not whether the emotions will stop coming or not. It's what will your relationship be with those emotions. When you're 60, 70, 80, 90, will you resist brushing your teeth? Or will you start being grateful you have teeth in your mouth to brush, right? So it's how you're going to relate to it. When you're 6 years old, you're resisting brushing your teeth. Who wants to do that? When you're 60 and you have teeth in your mouth, maybe you have a different relationship with them. So Jamie said, you just said, the breath, the moment is the destination.
Come on, William.
So when you become willing to see the embracing of the emotion is the destination. It's not whether the emotion will stop or not. It's, can I have the most loving relationship possible with that emotion? Because if that emotion is coming, I guarantee you it's a wound, it's a hurt. It's a place inside that didn't get tended to. And it's a place that's calling out, will you care for me? Will you love me? Will you resist me? Will you abandon me? Will you push me away? Will you judge me? Or will you embrace me? Will you see that I need love? Will you connect with me? Will you see me as hurting? Will you find compassion for me? Will you tell me it's okay to be here? Will you say that I matter? And when you have that kind of relationship, then inside of you, all you have is love. If you have light-filled thoughts and emotions, you have love. If you have dark emotions, you have love. Love is all you will have inside. So I hope that answered your question. Patricia is saying meditation creates space for uncomfortable emotions. In this spaciousness, resilience builds and emotions can move. That's so beautiful. Either the emotions come and you still try to push them away, or the spaciousness comes and you say, as Patricia's saying, I'm going to create this spaciousness and use it to allow the emotions just to pass through. So let's just gently all come together with an intention to befriend the silence today. And that might mean we have to move through a lot of density of darkness. Let's say that's fine. We may not. We don't know what we'll find. Let's all just be willing to close our eyes. That's another reason I use music almost every time I meditate. Even though I know it's training wheels, we don't need it. I always use music because music assists us to move from our head to our heart, and it also helps us to embrace the emotions. Music can help melt them. So we just become still. We become willing to let the silence in. And we become aware of our breath.
Oh, great Spirit of love, giving freely, refusing none. Oh, great Spirit of love, eternal goodness flows like a flood. Oh, great Spirit of love, giving freely, refusing none. Oh, great Spirit of love, eternal goodness flows like a flood. Love is all join us singing the music of one and all in one. No greater blessing neath the moon or sun. O great Spirit of love, giving freely, refusing none. O great Spirit of love, eternal goodness flows like a flood. Love is all is love. Join us singing the music of one and all in one. No greater blessing neath the moon and sun. Love is all is love. Join us singing the music of one and all in one. No greater blessing neath the moon or sun. O great Spirit of love, giving freely, refusing none. O great Spirit of love, eternal goodness flows like a flood. Love is all is love. Join us singing the music of one and all in one. No greater blessing neath the moon or sun. One and all in one. No greater blessing neath the moon or sun. No greater blessing neath the moon or sun. No greater blessing neath the moon or sun. O great Spirit of love.
Simply become aware of your breath as it enters your nostrils, as it enters your chest, your lungs, and then becoming aware of your breath as it exits. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. your mind chatters, just let it be. And gently bring your awareness back to your breath. As it enters your nostrils, just feel yourself breathing in and breathing out. Your mind wanders. You can even just put a smile on your face. Of course, my mind is wandering. Of course, it's chattering. Just smile at yourself and just gently bring yourself back to your breath. It's what the mind does. The heart will befriend that chatter. The heart will embrace. Feel your enormous heart, your infinite heart. As you dive deeper into the stillness, you might feel waves of gratitude washing over you. Gratitude lives in the heart. Just allow that gratitude to well up and swell up within you. I'm going to take just a few more moments in the silence, just maybe 2 minutes, just maybe 3 more minutes, so you know how much longer. Just relax. There's no destination, there's no result. Just befriend your breath. Befriend your heart. Befriend your mind chatter. It's all good. yourself to feel fed. Allow your heart to nourish you. Allow yourself to feel restored, renewed, refreshed. Just stay right here in your heart. Keep it open.
Go out and get 'em, don't quit till you finish. Keep going against the voice in your head. You'll make a difference, at least to yourself. An example to the broken-hearted. Go out and get 'em, don't quit till you finish. Keep going against the voice in your head. You'll make a difference, at least to yourself. An example to the broken-hearted. Bam-ba-da-do-way-oh, bam-ba-da-do-way-oh, way-oh, bam-ba-da-do-way-oh, bam-ba-da-do-way-oh, way-oh, bam-ba-da-do-way-oh, bam-ba-da-do-way-oh, way-oh, bam-ba-do-do-way-oh, bam-ba-do-do-way-oh, way-oh.
So just before you open your eyes, acknowledge yourself for investing your time in this way, and just as the lyric says, for going past the voices in your head, for allowing yourself to simply be here and not evaluate. Don't look back. Doesn't matter if you had chatter, non-chatter, open heart. Doesn't matter. It matters that you came. Sometimes You need to move past the voices to get to what is underneath them. So acknowledge yourself, appreciate yourself. This is the practice. And then whenever you're ready, gently open your eyes. And just write in the chat anything that you're taking with you. Edgar's saying beautiful song. Yeah.
Patty Justice is saying, you can read that.
Suzi, I love your words. They bring me such grace. And Jamie, you just can't sound any better. Thank you both so much. You're both such a blessing.
Thank you, Patty.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's just our joy. Anything that you are taking with you, Patty, anything that you're taking with you, anything that was awakened within you, anything that you touched upon, any intention. Intentionality is important. When you claim what you are leaving with, you become more committed to actually manifesting that. So anything that you are willing to take with you, anything that got awakened within you, anything that you're taking with you.
A little more peace. Just once again, the whole idea of just coming back to the moment, coming back to the breath. Because I heard him coming through and thought about him, and I mean,
that was our son.
With him passing through any number of things that would come through, but I kept coming back to my breath. Sometimes, for me, if you do yoga and you're familiar with ujjayi breath, where you hear it in the back of your throat. You hear it, you feel it. That's what I would always tell my students when I took them through guided meditations. Feel the air coming in, feel the air passing. Inhale through your nose, feel the coolness of the air as you inhale. Exhale, feel the warmth of the air moving across your hard palate and across your lips. So you had a visceral experience of feeling the breath as well as hearing the breath as well as experiencing the breath. It uses as many senses as possible to experience the breath, to keep you in the breath and keep you in the moment.
It's so funny. It's such synchronicity happens. Two things. When I was in the stillness, one of the thoughts that came to me is, so today's theme is befriending the silence. I was thinking on Wednesday we should do befriending the breath, because I teach exactly the same thing.
Oh, that's great.
And I don't have the link handy, but I'll bring it on Wednesday for all of you guys. I just did a 6-day free meditation challenge. And day one of that meditation challenge is the breath. And that's what I teach too, the ujjayi. I mean, it's a yogic teaching, but it's really excellent to, like you're saying, to viscerally feel it in your body and help ground you and center you, both in your body and also then to transcend your body. So exactly. Wednesday, come back, we'll do befriending the breath. Excellent. Patricia is saying, I'm taking sweetness with me. And that's beautiful. Isn't that what Edgar said? Beautiful song. I thought he said sweet song. Beautiful. Edgar's taking joy and alignment. Beautiful. Good to be here. Monique is saying, good to have you here. Thank you so much. Good to have you. Terry's saying, you both helped me greatly. I awoke to loving my emotions and not seeing them as such a burden. Imagine an entire planet of people that could be taught that our emotions are not a burden.
Right.
That's beautiful. I am at a tiny funeral in the morning for a much-loved family member. So we're with you. Thank you for being here to be able to be maybe more open-hearted there.
Robert Brzezinski.
Hi, Robert. So happy to be with you. Wonderful, wonderful to have you. And anyone else saying anything that you're taking with you? I'm taking that synchronicity that we both had, and I'm taking, when I'm in meditation, I think because I've been meditating since I was 16, and I think I've been meditating so long, and every single day I have an intention. I never evaluate my meditations. I can't even tell you, even just this one, I can't tell you if my mind was chattering, if my heart was open. I don't evaluate it. I come for the process of it, and I'm taking with me that the open-heartedness that it allows me. When I'm in meditation, I'm in such a place of acceptance. I feel like you're going to say something.
Patty was asking what time Wednesday.
Same time.
Same time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put that on here.
Yeah, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Right. And Wednesday, I'm going to remember to bring the link to my the meditation challenge. It's free 6 days of meditation, and we'll talk about befriending the breath on Wednesday. So much love, everyone. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks all. See you Wednesday.
See you guys Wednesday. Have a beautiful couple of days.